So I started muskie fishing 22 years ago, and I've been guiding now for 22 years. The way we started is after my guide trips, I'd meet a buddy, and all these guide trips I was doing was smallmouth bass fishing. And during the day, I would see these muskies laying on springs in the summertime. Muskie, more than anything, you get that buck fever because they are large fish. You know, a lot of times it's the first time someone's actually seen one. And, you know, there's a lot going on there. So usually my buddy after school or work, at that time he was in college, he would meet me usually around 6:30 or 7. And we'd fish the last 2 hours, 3 hours of daylight. He'd be throwing conventional lures. So I would get follows if I was lucky. Most of the time I would fish for an hour or so and not see anything. And that's basically where I learned how to fly fish for muskies, is watching how the fish reacted to the lures that he was using. It was really kind of an eye-opener for me. But I didn't really understand what muskies were all about. You know, I knew they were big, toothy fish. I knew people had been catching pike all these years. But what I was realizing is, you know, his lures that he was using were obviously attracting the fish a different way than the flies that I was trying to throw at him. You know, what I came to realize, it was more or less about the push or the underwater sound it was making, the vibration it was putting out. And at that point, I started thinking about it. And then I started designing flies that was gonna have a little bigger head, that was gonna push more water out. And then, you know, one of my big mentors all these years of tying flies and fly fishing has been Bob Popovich's. And I've gained a lot of insight about how fly design should be. Usually a good fly pattern comes from a problem and problem solving. And a lot of times muskies want to see a fly or their prey moving and getting a side profile shot, what we call a T-bone shot. And the more you can show a fish that side profile, the more opportunities you're triggering what nature designed that fish to do. You know, it's 22 years later and I have a good idea about what they want to see and how they want to see it. You always take a beat in muskie fishing no matter what you do.